How is it going, everyone? I am the YuGiOh Scrub, but you all can call me Bailey, and today is going to be a legendary video. A legendary fisherman video, that is. Ha ha ha. Puns. Yep, that's what we're playing today. Legendary fisherman with YuGiOh. Yep, that's also how you say his name. And Tarot King Salmon, or Terror King. I don't know why I always used to read this as Tarot King, as if that is what it says. Nope, Terror King Salmon. Big, beefy water monsters with legendary fisherman being kind of interesting because it is unaffected by spell effects. It's kind of like a bad level 6 horse monster. But yeah, that's what we're playing today. Let's talk about it real fast. We have the skill drain because why not? We have a bunch of vanillas, put a big beater on the board, and then back it up with skill drain to say my big beater is bigger than any of your big beaters, because a lot of monsters have to get bit over the beaters using effects. Of course, playing Legendary Ocean because it's a water deck, and we basically are relying on having this on the board so we can normal summon these level 5 water monsters. Playing the best water monsters in the format with 2 Abyss Soldier, 1 Tribe Infecting Virus, 3 Mother Grizzly, and Sinister Serpent, 3 Smashing Grounds to get anything off the board that we need that is bigger than our beaters. Then Nobleman of Crossouts, the Trinity, Premature, Snatch Steal, MST, good traps, 3 Sakuretsu armors. This could maybe be changed. Should we do Judgments instead? No, we're gonna keep the Sakuretsu armors. And with Smashing Grounds, let's do Judgments. This deck was somewhat old. We're now gonna adjust it to my modern deck building sensibilities. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be playing today. You guys can see the deck for what it is. We got my famous Des Wombats in the side deck. Some Curseal the Forbidden Spells, 7 Tools of the Bandit, just what it is. Let's make sure I set this as default because I was recording earlier with a different deck and I realized that I was actually on the wrong deck and did not a whole match, but started a game and realized that I wasn't recording with the right thing, so I had to quit that game. Gave some free points to my opponent. I apologize if you were a fan opponent from earlier and we didn't get to play an actual duel. But let's click. I've clicked the button for your viewing pleasure. I'm already ahead of myself. I didn't even realize. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. If you're not having a fantastic day, go and make it a fantastic day and then come back and finish this video and everything else that I've ever recorded. Alright, opponent opens with Thunder Dragon, discarding it from his hand to get 2 Thunder Dragon from his deck to his hand. So he gets a nice little plus there. No spells, though, so he sets a monster and a back row. Let's go ahead. Our opening hand is double Legendary Ocean, Smashing Ground, Judgment, Abyss Soldier, and Pot of Greed. So we draw 2 cards from the Pot of Greed. We'll then activate Delinquent Duo that we top deck. We will hit the middle card. Hits a Thunder Dragon, so we get all 3 Thunder Dragons out of his hand. And I think let's just go ahead and try to summon the Abyss Soldier. And we'll attack. It is a Gravekeeper's Spy. I will set the Judgment and end. Thinking that he tries... Yeah, he's right, 200. So I take 200 damage. I also realized his life points are wrong right now. It's just the glitch. He sets a monster and a back row. We draw Graceful Charity. Let's activate the Graceful. Drawing Judgment, Serpent, Terror King Salmon. Discard a Legendary Ocean and a Judgment. Let's go ahead and try to return this monster to the hand. We'll then play a Legendary Ocean and try to normal summon Terror King Salmon. Next we'll attack over the first Gravekeeper Spy. Alright. These are 2,000 and 2,600. Technically he also gains defense, but hopefully that doesn't matter. I'll change it later if it needs to happen. Snatch Steal. Unfortunately, I do have to solemn this. One of you was leaving a very true comment that my typing sucks and that it hurts you guys to watch me type. I know it's bad. I literally have to look through my mic and I can't see what I'm typing. I promise I am better. I even said this in the comment. I am significantly better when I can actually see what I'm typing. Accidentally overlaid my Terra King Salmon. Alright, and that's game. Alright, let's see. The dog is going crazy. We're just gonna go back into it, the same deck. Unfortunately, after a good, long, and kind of frustrating day at work, which happens to all of us, you know, I'm not actually really complaining, but my brain power for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not quite there. I wanted to play something pretty straightforward, which is why I felt like playing a normal summon beatdown deck. A little bit more intricate than just normal summon beatdown, but for the most part, that's what it is. Alright, opening hand looks a bit better this time. We have Mother Grizzly, Solemn Judgment, Skill Drain, Serpent, Legendary Ocean, MST. We'll summon Mother Grizzly, set Skill Drain, set Solemn, and activate Legendary Ocean. Buffing up our Mother Grizzly to a little bit heavier, 1600, and he activates Delinquent Duo, getting rid of our Serpent and MST. He sets a monster and a back row. We draw Smashing Ground. We will add Serpent to our hand. Go to battle. Activate Skill Drain. And try to attack this face down. It's a Sandgan, so he does get the effect, of course, but just in case it was a Magician of Faith, I couldn't risk having him get back the Delinquent Duo. He sets another monster. We draw the Abyss Soldier. We'll go ahead. Unfortunately, Abyss Soldier, we can summon it, but it can't use its effect because of Skill Drain. Well, I suppose it can, but it wouldn't do anything. And let us go ahead, try to attack. It is Gravekeeper's Spy. Skill Drain negates the effect. And we'll end our turn. We have Solemn in case he wants to try to Tribute Summon. We're not gonna Solemn this Graceful Charity. He did draw 3 cards. I don't know why it looked like he drew less. Discards Magician of Faith and Sinister Serpent. So he has a Light and a Dark Engrave. He does Tribute for Jinzo. Alright. So Jinzo is negated because of the Skill Drain. Skill Drain was already face up on the field. We will activate Smashing Ground. And we will attack with Mother Grizzly. So he was at 35. Just took 16. So he's at 19 now. So ignore those life points up there. Dueling Book is glitching. And then we will activate Delinquent Duo. Hitting Tribe and Dekoichi. I'm fine with those hits. We'll end our turn. So we are at 2100. My opponent is not. We draw Mirror Force. We'll normal summon Sinister Serpent. And we will try to attack over. So he's now, I was going to say 300, but Scapegoats do protect his life points. We set the Mirror Force. If he has Metamorphosis, I wouldn't do anything, it's a skill drain. Terra King Salmon would be a really nice draw. Just so we can put a beater on the board. He sets a monster and ends. We draw Solemn Judgment. We will just get over some of these tokens. And end our turn. If this is a flip, it doesn't matter. Discards Thunder Dragon to thin his deck a little bit. Only gets one. Interesting. Tributes. I will negate that Metamorphosis. And there's Giggity Gaggity GiGoh. Alright, so we got a little game win there. And I think we'll just go in the same deck. This is frustrating, the fact that this is messed up right now, his life points. He opens up with Thunder Dragon, getting himself 2 Thunder Dragons to his hand. Then has Pot of Greed. So he thins his deck and then he gets another plus. Setting 1 monster and 1 back row. Our opening hand is Snatch, Steal, Ring of Destruction, Premature Burial, Skill Drain, a Legendary Ocean, and a Legendary Fisherman. We will go ahead and activate a Legendary Ocean. And then normal summon the Legendary Fisherman. It does not gain any attack. He gets back Pot of Greed. So, Legendary Fisherman, it is kind of silly. Because it's unaffected by spells, Legendary Ocean doesn't give it any attack. We'll set Ring of Destruction and end. But he can't Snatch Steal this, can't Smash and Ground it. Depending on the matchup, sometimes that really does come in handy. And that's the idea, is that you're basically trying to make a deck that invalidates part of your opponent's strategy. We draw Abyss Soldier for turn. We'll go ahead and just try to attack. It was a Dekoichi. We'll set Skill Drain and end. Here, Geki breaks the Legendary Fisherman. Unfortunate, but we lose the Legendary Fisherman. We can premature it back. And we then lose all of our back row. He loses a Scapegoat. He banishes 4 Chaos Sorcerer, hitting us for 2,300. Setting a monster and a back row. We draw Terra King Salmon. We will go ahead and bounce the back row with Abyss Soldier. Special summon Terra King Salmon. Activate Snatch Steal. And try to attack for a bunch of damage. So 18 plus 23 is 41, so he's at 3,900 life points right now. Heavy Storm is gone. He gets back Sinister Serpent, but we are keeping the Snatch Steal and the Premature Burial. He sets a monster, activates Metamorphosis. Takes Terra King Salmon. And beats over his own Chaos Orc. So drawing a water monster would be best here. We draw Graceful Charity. We'll activate Graceful. Legendary Ocean, MST, Mother Grizzly. Unfortunately, we have to discard the 2 spells. We'll return Thousand Eyes Restrict and try to attack for some damage, but we get Sakuretsu Armored, so okay. 5 cards to nothing. 6 if you count the Sinister Serpent. He sets a monster and a back row and ends his turn. We draw Smashing Ground. We'll end our turn. Gravekeeper's Spy. So he puts us on a 2-turn clock. Summons a Sinister Serpent, so still 2-turn clock. Sets a back row, 2 back row, 3 back row, 4 back row. We draw Solemn Judgment. Yeah, that isn't quite game. We'll Smashing Ground. Set Solemn. End. Tributes. And if we do go ahead and Solemn Judgment, we just lose. And he was quick to get out of there. No GGs or anything. We will play one more match because we're only 16 minutes in. It's probably going to be about a 30-minute video, I think. I'm going to try what I did. I've already said it. I'm going to try it again because when I was recording earlier and messed up, it worked. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're not having a fantastic day, go... Okay. I was saying that because I feel like every time I start saying that sentence, and that's when I find my opponent, and it interrupts my flow. There we go. 8 seconds for him to click. Yes, we are playing Giuseppe2255. We will click first because you want to go first in GOAT format. Opening hand is MST, Terra King Salmon, Mirror Force, Tribe, Nobleman, Premature Burial. We will, I suppose, just set the Mirror Force and end. I don't want to summon Tribe. I don't want to summon... Well, I can't summon the Salmon. Fun fact with me right now is... Even though I got my top left wisdom tooth taken out when I was probably 21 or 22, my top right one has suddenly come in. They said that it was by my ear last time that I did anything. They were like, it would be, they literally, word for word said, it would be malpractice to try to dig that out. Because it was like so far up by my ear that they're like, yeah, we're not going to go looking for that. Like, it's just not, doesn't need to happen. Well, 6 years later, or whenever that was, here's my freaking wisdom tooth coming in. So, gotta go get some x-rays tomorrow, have them look at it, and then assess the situation. We will take this trade, Mirror Force for Tsukiyomi, and we keep the plus because we don't lose our Tribe Infecting Virus. And we'll MST the newly set back row. Ring of Destruction, I'll take that trade. We will flip Tribe Infecting Virus and try to attack for 1600 damage. It's also happening this, so maybe Dueling Book, something's going on right now, where the life points are all messed up. So he has lost 2,200 life points, so he is at 5,800 right now. I gotta do this math in my mind. And we'll just end our turn. I hope he sets a monster. He activates Scapegoats in the end phase. Okay. Well, there's meta. So, Thousand Eyes Restrict takes our Tribe Infecting Virus. But we draw Abyss Soldier. We will normal summon the Abyss Soldier. Putting the 1,000 dice back to his hand. We will then special summon Tribe Infecting Virus, discarding Legendary Fisherman and getting rid of all the beasts on field. And now we will attack for some damage. He takes 3,400. So 22 is 58, 34. Alright, so we have game on board. He has Pot of Greed. Unfortunately, the dog has a cat toy. The dog is not supposed to have the cat toy. Alright. He does set a monster and a couple of back row. We will Nobleman across out. Hitting a Dekoichi. And we'll hit that back row. I mean, I feel like we have to make a push. He does have Mirror Force. Unfortunate. That blows that we lost. Okay, he sets another monster and another back row. We'll end our turn. We have Smashing Ground and Snatch Steal right now. So, feeling pretty good. Magician of Faith gets back Pot of Greed. He activates the Pot of Greed. He's got the pluses, but we have the life point advantage. Even though the numbers don't seem like we should. I'm going to do the math real fast, just because I want to make sure that if I make a game swing, 80 minus 22 minus 34. So he's at 2,400 life right now. He does tribute for the Thunder Dragon. We draw another Abyss Soldier. We will summon Abyss Soldier. Unfortunately, do we try to Snatch Steal? We do. We go for game. We know Mirror Force is gone. He has Scapegoats. And I think we go ahead. We have to end our turn. I was like, we can't use Smashing Ground and Abyss Soldier effective. There's no way for us to get rid of all the goat tokens. He's at 3,400 life points now. Have to keep track of it with my own calculator because of stupid Dueling Books numbers right now. He's gonna creature swap. So I take 1,600. He creature swaps again. Interesting. We draw Skill Drain, and that is gonna be game, I think. We'll activate Smashing Ground. It'll destroy the Thunder Dragon. We'll set Skill Drain and just end our turn. We'll play it out just in case. Here, Geki breaks, hitting Skill Drain. So, he can just, flip that. Alright, we'll admit defeat. Unfortunate. Looked like that was going to be pretty solid win in our favor. These Cursed Seals are okay, but we're going to go ahead and click done. If you guys hate that I don't use A to Z, even though this deck is not nearly as bad, but if you don't like that I don't click A to Z for my videos, well, it's in the deck list in the description, so you can always just go and click on that link and then mess with the deck yourself. Our opening hand looks pretty good. Nobleman of Crossout, Terror King Salmon, Graceful Charity, Abyss Soldier, Premature Burial, and a Legendary Fisherman. We'll activate the Graceful Charity, excuse me. Drawing Giga Gaga to Giga Gigo, Sinister Serpent, and Skill Drain. Discarding Sinister Serpent and Legendary Fisherman. We will then set Skill Drain. And do we summon the Abyss Soldier? No, we don't. We don't give him an option to get it off the field. Let's reset the life points in my calculator app. He MSTs, hitting our one and only Skill Drain. One and only on the field. We have more in the deck. Alright. Standby. We'll get Sinister back to hand. We'll Nobleman a Crossout that face down monster. It was a Dekoichi. We'll go ahead, summon Abyss Soldier. Try to... Ring of Destructions, okay. So we lose Abyss Soldier to the Ring of Destruction. And do I go? Yeah, we'll pay 800. Bring back the Abyss Soldier. And swing for game. Not for game, swing for more damage. Alright, so he's at 44 now. After eating 1800 from the Ring of Destruction, and then 18 as a direct attack. But this puts pressure on him because he knows that I'm going to be able to get Sinister Serpent back and return something to the hand. We draw Ring ourselves. We'll return the monster. And we'll try to attack. He mirror forces. I'm fine with that trade. We'll set ring and end. So he's still at 44. Sets a monster and a back row. We draw MST. We'll go ahead, set Sinister Serpent, and set MST. Hopefully next turn we'll be able to summon the Giga Gaga to Giga to Gigo. Giga Gaga Gigo. That's such a stupid name. Alright, he flips the Magician of Faith and Torrential Tributes. I'm fine with that. Seeing what he's targeting. Yeah, I mean, he can get rid of our Sinister Serpent with a Torrential Tribute. He sets a monster and a back row. We'll try to MST what I figured was his MST. And there's a Legendary Ocean. So this is what I was hoping for. MST is gone, so unless it's a Dust Tornado, but we'll summon Giga to Gaga Giga to Gigo. And try to swing over this monster. It's a Sakuretsu armor. Fine by me. So he's still at 44. We are at 54. He flips Magician of Faith, getting MST back. We will chain our Ring of Destruction to his MST. We will each take 300 damage. But we get the Magician of Faith off the board. He has 2 Lights Engrave, no Darks. So he's at 41 now. Do we have... Yeah, we'll get Sinister Serpent back. I know some of you hate when I go back from main phase, but I'm like, oh wait, My thought process, and I say this whenever someone leaves a comment, if I don't do anything in the main phase, and it's pretty quick, I don't want to like sit there thinking for 30 seconds, but if I'm like, oh wait, you know, in my mind it's fine. It's not a tournament. Someone calls me out for it, I'd put it back in the graveyard. Alright, we'll summon the Terror King Salmon. If you guys ever play me and you have a problem with it, let me know. I'll send it right back to the grave. But in my mind, these are pretty casual matches. I give that luxury to my opponent. Again, if they don't do anything, that's kind of where I draw the line. If you don't start playing in your main phase and you're like, oh, that's right, sounds cool. Let me know if you guys think that's okay. We will end our turn. Opponent has a bunch of scapegoat tokens on the board. We draw another YuGiOh. And we will summon a Sinister Serpent. And try to attack over some of these tokens. He has another Sakuretsu armor. Fine by me. We have more monsters we can normal summon. He summons Tsukiyomi, sets it, destroys it. We draw Mother Grizzly. Standby, we'll get back Sinister Serpent. Summon Mother Grizzly. And try to attack over the token. Which we do. Heavy Storm is not gone yet, so I'm not going to set the Smashing Ground. He can't Tsukiyomi attack over the Mother Grizzly, because Mother Grizzly would, as it flips up from being face down in the battle step, it would go to then 1200 defense. We gain 1000 life points. And no darks in grave yet, so he can't banish. But he was viewing, which makes me think that he's got a Chaos Monster in his hand. He summons Breaker. Breaker will pop. We'll take 200 damage. And we will summon, I think, Mother Grizzly. We draw Snatch Steel. So I don't want to give him a target. And I think we actually have game. No, it's going to be super close, but we will Snatch Steel Breaker. Yeah, it's not quite game, but if he ever wants to give me the breaker that I'm Snatch Stealing, that'd be nice. Then tribute for the YuGiOh main phase, Smashing Ground. Battle phase. And it's not quite game. Minus 24.5. So he's at 50 life points right now. But he's going to gain 1,000. But he has no Dark Engrave. That's why I wanted to not tribute over the breaker. So he would have to have a monster right now that can attack over the breaker and then special summon whatever chaos monster. And preferably that chaos monster would have to be BLS because... So he has Metamorphosis. Alright, so he gets the dark monster into the grave. For Darkfire Dragon. So this is where it would have to be BLS. Chaos Orc and I'm fine. It's the BLS. Because why wouldn't it be? There's Torrential Tribute. One turn too late. But we can hope that he banishes instead of attacking. And, of course, we lose. Admit defeat. GG's. What was the next draw? Terraforming? Yeah, I wouldn't have done anything. No GG's? Come on, dude. Where's my opponent's chivalry? Well, unfortunate. We lose 2 matches, but this deck needs some optimization just for y'all too. Look, that's what it looks like, A to Z. You happy now? And A to Z with the GOAT format ban list. It's okay. You know, it's a deck. The Smashing Grounds and the Skill Drains, these probably could be some cards that could change, but I do like the idea of just big, beefy monsters to normal summon under Legendary Ocean. Maybe another Terraforming, because there were a few times that we just had a couple of these guys in our hand, but no Legendary Ocean. It does feel nice when you have the Legendary Ocean in your hand, or on the field, I should say, and a bunch of these, because, like, you know, I don't care if you Sakuretsu Armor my Terra King Salmon, I'm going to summon a Giga next turn. That just feels good. You know, normal summoning a Monarch every single turn for no cost, like no tribute cost, is just fantastic. But, obviously, there's a reason that this isn't a meta deck, because it relies on too much of a combo of Legendary Ocean plus these cards. But thank you all for watching. Shorter video today. I am the YuGiOh Scrub, and goodbye.